In this video, we'll use the Lodash function keyBy to convert a list of objects into a single object inside of tray.io. So to start, I have a list helper step that just creates dummy data. We'll take a look at what that data is. So like I said, we have a list of objects, and each object has the same keys, ID, title, value. This might be something you would find an API returning if you had a list of custom fields. You might have a custom field called city, a custom field called state, and a custom field called zip code. They each might have their own ID and then different values, and your API might return this as a list. But you want to reference the value of city, the value of state, etc. You could just find the title in the list that contains city and then look for the rest of that object, or you could filter this list, but then you're doing that for every single value you want to find. If you know these IDs or these titles, and if they're unique, then you can use Lodash keyBy to accomplish the result much faster. And I'll at the end I'll show you the demo, or the value of what I mean. So I'll remove this terminate step, and I'll run the workflow. The Lodash connector will call Lodash functions, which is a JavaScript library. It's pretty powerful. The downside is you have to know the operation you're calling, and you have to know the parameters to feed in. You can Google this pretty easily. In recording this video, I literally had it backwards, and I first called it by key when it's keyBy. So you can easily make mistakes. There's only one operation in this connector when it's call operation. So when Lodash runs, again, I told it to use the key title. So it's converted my list into a single object, which contains keys called city, state, and zip code. And you'll see if there was a space in the key value, it will include the space in the key. And then each of those has a value, which is an object that was the original object in the list. And if there had been duplicates, it would have just picked the first one that it came across. So now I can just reference result.city.value, and I'll get Chicago. So let's try that. Let's use that output on that step. Let's go to combine text. And let's say I just want to do city value, comma, state value, space, zip value. And you can see here how you do the JSON path. If there's a space in the key, use square brackets and single quotes to break that out. And it's going to concat that with an empty string with no separator. We'll get rid of this terminate function. Wait for it to run. And here we have the combined text, Chicago, comma, Illinois, 60601. So this is a really easy way to turn a list of objects into a single object, which then you can use to reference. We could have done the same thing, but used ID instead of title. So if you knew all these IDs, you could use that ID as your reference instead. Yeah, thanks for watching.